Welcome to Sycamore's lesson plan application. In this session, we'll be looking more detailed into the lesson plan application. So what you want to do is to make sure you log into Sycamore. And when you log into Sycamore, you should see the home page. And if you are familiar already with Sycamore as teachers, you know you can get to your class pages by coming to the tabs right under School Home, clicking on My Classes, and your list of classes will show below here. Or you can go to My School, then to My Classes, and it will show you the same classes listed here. I particularly like the view from the home page. So I'm going to click on My Classes and click on Home, and it opens up to my class page. To get to the lesson plan application, you come to the left side of the screen, click on Instructional, and then Lesson Plans, and it will open up into another menu. Now, you can see that the lesson plans, you can view all of them. Excuse me. You can see them from a monthly view. So here in August, you could say I've already started some lesson plans, but we're going to go ahead and start a new lesson plan. So you come to the right side of the screen to this blue box. It says New Plan. We're going to click on New Plan, and we're going to recreate the same lesson plan that we just did. So here's the main screen for the lesson plan. At the very top here, it says General, and it says the name of my class. It's been named Sample, and then Subject. Under Subject, I have Science. Here I can select the date that I'm going to start my presentation, that I'm going to have my lesson plan. And today is the 26th, so let's say it's for the 27th on Monday. When you first start a new lesson plan, you have the option to create a lesson plan for each day of the week. So what that means is when you start entering information under these topics, objective, resources, procedures, evaluations, this will create the information that you type in this box for each day of the week, for 5 days a week. So for this particular tutorial, I'm not going to do that. Now, this will be good if you have reoccurring lesson plans for each day of the week. So if your objective remains the same, the resources remain the same, procedures, things like that, that you want to recreate, that you don't have to retype each day, this will be a good option. You can go to specific days and edit the information. It will only change for that day. Once we complete this section, and you've clicked on create a plan for each day, it will recreate that. We're not going to do that here. And I'm going to type in my topic, which is parts. It said sample 1. We're going to make this sample 2. Parts of a plant. Okay. Now, if you're entering a lesson plan that's already completed, after you've entered all of this information, you can click complete. So before I start typing in any information, I want to add. This way it'll save my information. If something happens to the computer, you will constantly need to update so you don't lose your information. What I recommend when you're using this application is to have your lesson plan already typed up in a separate document. So here I have a lesson plan that I recreated for a unit redesign for my educational technology class. So my first suggestion is when you're working in Sycamore, if you're getting ready to enter in something for objectives, I wouldn't use this as my writing app, my writing application. So if I come here to objectives and you're trying to create your objective, I wouldn't automatically type it here. The reason being is Sycamore can be very fickle. Um, your computer could freeze. You may end up closing your application without updating. If you type in this section, so let's say I'm going to put learn learn parts of a plant. And say, for example, I don't click update and I say, okay, I'm finished typing, I'm going to close. And it says changes have made will not be saved. And you say, sure, leave. Okay. You come back here, you see that it's created my lesson plan. I click on it, and guess what? You go to objectives, it's not there because we didn't update. So whatever information you put here, you want to update. That's why I recommend to go ahead and type your lesson plan into a Word document, PowerPoint, whatever document program you want to use. So I have that here. So let me just show you how we're going to make these changes into our lesson. I'm going to minimize this so that we can see. So here we have um, our lesson plan for the day, and here's our objective. So I'm going to highlight it, just this part. I'm going to do a right click and copy, or Control C to copy. Come back to my lesson plan app. I'm going to right click into the space where I'm going to type, and I want to, oh, you can't do that in Sycamore. You have to do Control V, which will paste what you've just copied. Okay, so let's go to procedures. I'm going to copy this information here. So I'm going to right click, or we can do Control C. Come back to our lesson plan app. Click on procedures. Make sure that the cursor is highlighted in this text box. Do Control V, and it will automatically paste. Okay, so I'm not going to add all the information. I just wanted to show you how you can use your information from your lesson plan and copy it in your created lesson plan in Word and transfer it into the lesson plan app for Sycamore. Let's go ahead. I'm going to copy this homework assignment. Copy. And come back to the lesson plan and come to homework, and I'm going to make sure the cursor is blinking and copy and paste. Okay, so before I move on, I want to update. It says update successful. So if you come to this view all, it automatically goes back to the view all tab. You can see all the information that I've inserted. Okay. Now say this particular lesson plan that you're using, you have graded assignments that go with this lesson plan. So at the top here, you can see after I've created a new plan, it has these tabs which says assignments, attachments, and standards. We'll go through each one so that you'll be familiar with what the capabilities of each of these tabs. So let's click on assignments. And we want to create a new assignment. So we're going to click new, and the assignments window opens. And here you can create your assignment. So, and you can do more than one assignment, but this particular one we're just going to add. So I have the date. If it's a unit, if that allows for you to change your unit, you can do that here. Under subject, let's do our drop down, and I have science. And here, let's say this is we're going to have a test on test parts of a plant. And down here, you may want to give a little bit more description. Students will be tested. Well, let's make sure I spell it right. Students will be tested on vocabulary, words, of parts, on parts of a plant. You can add more information, but this is just for tutorial purposes. So you have that information here. We want to make sure that it stays current. This is a test that's out of 100%. For primary grades from K to 2, you should have one category, which is all assignments. I believe third and fourth, and maybe even middle school, you may have weighted subjects. So, for example, categories. So, you may have tests and quizzes, may be a percentage, class and homework is a percentage, and project is a percentage. If that is the case for your class, when you click on categories and have a drop down, you want to make sure you choose the correct category. So, for example, if this is a test, you want to make sure that this is not selected as classwork homework, because it will be weighted differently. Okay. And then group, I believe you can have these in different groups, but this has not been activated for my homepage. You can also have this particular lesson viewable on calendar, which parents can see. So this will let them know on a specific day when they've had a test, and even if there's what grade their child got on that test. Um, you can leave that viewable, or you can unclick it. If you have a Dropbox account, you can click that so that this assignment can be viewable from your Dropbox. So we've added all the information that we needed, and we want to add, because I'm not ready to grade. So let's click add. And you can see that my new assignment has popped up here. And of course, if you need to, you can add some more. If you have other assignments that are part of this that you want to add to this lesson plan, that's already part of your assignments tab, you can do that as well. Okay, so that's how you add an assignment. So next, let's say I have a attachment that needs to be added here. So I have maybe a presentation, or maybe some resource material for students that or for that needs to be added to my lesson plan. So you click on attachments and come to this button here that says upload. You click on upload and you can choose a file. So here I have my file, and I want to enter my PowerPoint presentation on my parts of a plant. So I found it here. I want to click on that and open and upload file. It says upload in progress, and you just be patient and let it upload. What I find with these attachments, you can also upload PDFs, Word documents, picture files like JPEGs, GIFs, TIFFs. You can do that as well. So here you have the my slide. Let's click on it and see. And it downloads it so that I can open up that file. But we're not going to do that just yet. Okay. So that's how you attach a file. Let's go back to general and say we've completed all of the sections here that we've added, and it's time to add the standards. So we're going to go to this last tab that says standards, and Sycamore has automatically uploaded the Common Core standards. So let's go to add. Now, I did have a question when I did this training before with my teachers, that some of the standards seem to be missing. Now, that's something that has to be researched to see if there are other standards that can be uploaded into Sycamore. So that right now is under research. So let's look at what we have here already. So you come up to the section that says subject. You want to choose a subject. So you have reading, language, writing, math concepts, that you can choose from. Now, some of these standards are specific to certain grade levels. I think that's why the teachers were concerned about these certain subjects only having, for example, middle school or high school standards. So that will be researched. But let's say we're ready to upload some, add some standards. So let's go to reading informational, and let's click on grade. And since this is a third grade lesson plan, I'm going to click third, and it lists all of the standards that you can add that are relevant to your topic. So let's see here. We want to do key ideas. So ask and select. So let's just click this one. That one looks like it's a good standard. Logical connection. So let's make that one. So you can click the standards that you need to add. Once you've found the ones you need to add before moving on, click add, and it will have your standards listed here. Okay. So that's how you add a lesson to your lesson plan. Again, I'm going to stress that you make sure that you have your lesson plan typed in a different a Word document or some other writing application that you choose. You want to make sure that happens. Okay, so this is how you add a lesson plan. Once the lesson plan has been completed, let's say, for example, my lesson plan on solar system, I've completed that. I click on that second button and you'll see that it pops up here where it says the solar system. And of course, if you go to all, it will, whether it's been open or closed, it will list all of your lessons. So that's just a real quick overview or a more detailed overview. There's more that you can do with this lesson plan, but this is just to get you started. As a teacher, you'll probably see more ways of using this lesson plan app. The good thing about this is parents are not able to see your lesson plan. Let's click back on this lesson plan. The only thing they'll be able to see is the homework that you've posted, and I'll show you where they'll see that. They'll see the homework that you type in here and the objective. Okay, and where they see that is if we come to instructional and go to weekly overview. Oh, it's a Sunday, so I have to select my science. Select science, and this is what parents will see. So they'll see the objective. I don't believe they'll see all this what you would call HTML language. They'll see just the writing part. Okay, and the homework is here. You can also make edits in this section here and press save. One of my teachers, since I'm not familiar, I haven't used this particular app since I don't have a classroom, but one of my teachers who was using this to kind of test it out last spring said that once you make adjustments in the section and press save, it takes, I don't know, a couple of minutes or some time before it will actually populate into your lesson plan here that you've created here. All right, thanks for watching.